back to the Redneck Workshop. What I'm going to do today is take this form that I made yesterday, and I've already straightened it up. What I got to do is level it up, make sure it's level, and then we're going to pour some concrete in there with a little support here for a 4x4. So what I've done, as you can see down here, I put a rock under there, and that's what's holding it up on that side. It's on this side here, it's held up pretty solid by, you know, as we showed you yesterday, that's pretty hard stuff on the other side. So if you look at this, and I know you can't see this, but if I put the level on here, yeah, that's level, and I've already checked both sides. It's level all the way around. Now, the thing is, well, what about the hole underneath here? Well, that's not too hard to fix, and what we're just going to do is pile dirt all around that, because see, all you have to have is don't let the concrete leak out, and that's not too hard. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're just going to pile dirt around it. Now the idea of putting all this stuff on the outside, again, like I say, is just that when we pour the concrete in there, it's just to make sure the concrete isn't going to come leaking out of there. And that's one advantage of doing this by hand. You can do it in batches, and I've got one bag is not going to fill this all the way up. So what we're going to do is mix the first bag and mix it, pretty thick, so that as we pour it in there, it's not going to have a tendency to run out of the bottom. And then when we get the other bag, I think it might take as many as 3 bags, maybe only 2.5, something like that. We'll mix the other ones a little thinner, but not a lot thinner. But the idea is, like I say, to get it all filled up to here, and then we'll put a post support in it, and off we go. Now, what we're going to do is go get the Redneck wheelbarrow that we're going to mix our cement in, or concrete in, and get that to working. So let me show you where that is. Okay, there's my favorite Redneck wheelbarrow. I've had that for, I don't know, 15, 20 years, and it's still not rotted through, so it's good enough. Now, I had to go find this, because I didn't know where it was. I kind of knew it was over yonder in the weeds out there. And you can see out there close to that little structure, you can see, it was on the other side there in the weeds, and the weeds was taller than the wheelbarrow, so I had to go out there and find it. And I found it this morning, and lucky of all lucky things, the wheel still turns, and there's still air in the tire. Not a lot of air, but there's some. So what I'm going to do here is put some more air in the tire, because, when you start mixing cement, when you start mixing concrete, it gets kind of heavy. So let me get my favorite pressure thing here. I bought that from Harbor Freight. Here we go. Oh yeah. Just right. Okay. Now let's put the pressure back on here. There we go. And I'm noticing, I was saying there ain't no hole leaks in it, but looks like there's a rust hole right there. So maybe I won't be able to keep this too much longer. I need to buy a new one. New ones cost 50, 60 bucks or more. But as long as it don't leak too much, I guess I'll be all right. So here, let's turn this over. Yeah, I can see daylight through there. But there's the inside of this thing. It's got some dirt in it. But looky here, there it is. Man, that works. Now I think this will be okay for mixing a few more batches of concrete, because it does have a leak in there. It's about the size of a pinhole. But I think that'll hold for now. And well, there's dirt in there, and then there's concrete left over from the last time I used it. Anyway, so I better get the hose and rinse it out a little bit, because that little bit of dirt ain't gonna hurt much. But yeah, let me get it out of there. So let me put these tools back, take this back in the garage, and then to get the dirt out of here, we gotta slosh it around a little bit. Slosh that around good, and dump it out. There we go. Okay, look at that. Just like new. Well, good enough. Ready for mixing concrete. Yeah, that'll be great. And that hole is right about there. Little tiny pinhole. I don't think you can see that, but there it is. Okay, so we'll take this over and get ready to start mixing her up. Okay, I got a hornet's nest right there. You can see it. I noticed that a minute ago. You might see some of them buzzing around up there. But let me walk by here. I'll show you. They really don't like to be bothered. Let me show you this here. The trick to this is you got to walk by and you got to just keep on moving, because once they figured out who's been bugging them, then they'll come get you. But it takes them a while to figure it out. So here goes. Watch this. I don't think they figured out it was me yet. But they don't like that a bit, do they? Oh well, let's get back to the job here. Okay. So what I did now was I leveled it up, and this is the little 4x4 post that goes in here, and it sets in the concrete, you know, and this is a little curly Q and whatever. And anyway, when the concrete sets up with this in it, it's pretty stiff. Now, what I did was I run some boards here because I got to suspend this above the concrete while it's still wet, because if you drop it in there, you know, it's just going to kind of sink. So you want it out of here just a little bit. So anyway, so I got these boards, and I stacked them up here in a little shim right there, and that is level for this piece of support. So what I'm going to do is take these pieces of wood out so that I can put them back exactly like they are now, so that when it's time to put that post holder in there, I'll just take the wood and put it back where it was, and it should work just fine. So for now, let me put these over here to get them out of the way. And there, we'll put those there, there, and there. Okay, all set. Now I went over to the hardware store and I bought me some concrete mix, so let me go get it here and we'll put it in the wheelbarrow. I got 5 of them, that ought to be enough. Now I got the 80-pound ones. These 80-pound ones, they're 80 pounds, they're heavy. Alright. So now what I do, this is how I do it here. Let me show you. Let me put the wheelbarrow